Minister, out of the 453 broadband connection points now live, I don't know if you have the figures now, but how many are in Carlow and Kilkenny? And that's an issue that I need for you to look at. Can you tell me if an independent study into the potential role of next-generation low-Earth orbit satellites to deliver high-speed broadband to rural Ireland has been conducted? Enormous strides have been made in the last 15 months towards the provision of global satellite-based high-speed broadband. Are we actively encouraging and supporting the provision of high-speed broadband via low-Earth orbit satellites to premises within the intervention area, especially where the national broadband plan spans and waiting times for services are likely to be significant? Thank you, Minister.
Thank you. I don't have numbers for the number of broadband connection points in Carlow, but I will get those to you directly. And as you said, there are more than 400. Most of the broadband connection points are funded through Department of Rural and Community Development under Heather Humphreys, who has a lot of enthusiasm for connection of broadband connection points. They provide an option for somebody who needs broadband while they're waiting. It's a fill-in measure while they're waiting for the fibre to reach their home, that they can have an office in the village that they can go down and work from, whether it is a GAA hall or a community centre or a church hall or whatever. So the BCPs are a really valuable thing, and I'll get back to you with numbers for Carlow. In terms of low Earth orbit satellites, so this is a newish technology. I suppose we had Iridium and now we have Starlink. We are certainly considering where that fits in our overall broadband strategy. You know, is it something that we should be using widely? Is it something that we should be using as a backup for when your cable is not available? You know, I understand that the Starlink service is able to operate without a license at the moment and is now deploying, and that people can opt for it. It is expensive. You know, it's many times the cost of getting a fibre optic broadband connection, which is typically €35, possibly €100 for connection, but 35 a month, whereas taking a low Earth orbit satellite might be €500 up front and €100 a month. So you're looking at a much more expensive, but it might suit some people. But it's certainly not a technology we're ignoring, and we'll consider it all the time. If you want to ask more detailed questions from my office, happy to answer.
Well, thank you, Minister. No, I'm happy with that, and I will contact your office. But just like the previous speakers, and I know in my own hometown of Carlow and Kilkenny, there has been huge issues with businesses trying to get the broadband connections, and you know, even I would have heard previous speakers saying in one part of town you could have connections, and maybe across the road you mightn't. So all these things do, and I know that you are committed, and I know Minister Heather Humphreys also, like yourself, is committed. But I think these are areas, particularly now when we are saying to people at all, you know, with the working from home, like COVID really, I suppose, has totally changed the concept of working from home. So these are issues that need to be addressed. I am totally know that there is a commitment and the funding is there, but I would ask that you know the time scale on when you think, like if you look at my own area, Carlow, Kilkenny, when do you see the overall picture there that that we will have full broadband connection? Thank you, Minister, again.
Thank you, Deputy. So just to go back to your original question, there are 10 BCPs in Carlow and there are 12 in Kilkenny. There are areas within the cities, so for example in Kilkenny City where you can't reach broadband. That applies everywhere. And you know, with the rollout of high-speed fibre across rural Ireland, somebody who is not getting that connection and is in a broadband black spot in the city is naturally going to be aggrieved. I'm not just the Minister of State for rural broadband, it's for all broadband. And you know, 78% of people are living outside in the urban areas, and I have to make sure that everybody is provided with functional working broadband, whether or not you're in the rural national broadband plan area. And so I'm committed to doing that. You're asking, when will everybody in Carlow, Kilkenny have high-speed broadband? It's on the map on the nbi.ie, and you'll see the different intervention areas. You can fill in a particular area code, but you can also click on the different areas and you'll see what dates they're due to connect. So you can find all that information. Thank you.
Minister, just on that, and that was an issue that I have for my next, I'm speaking next again, that people that actually get no connection, there is nowhere for them to see on the map or whatever where there will be connection. So look, I'll actually address this, but I want to just thank you, Minister, for your answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.